What's cracking, Bentley fans? We're gonna jump the queue of some old Auto Worlds and stuff with the recent stuff. So this is number 406 from MiniGT. That is getting really high up there. They're gonna have to start thinking about adding another digit, which I guess no, they're gonna have to shift that number over. Anywho, this is the first casting of something called the Bentley Mulliner Bacalar. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's Yellow Flame, which looks like a metallic yellow. That's a new one. It's officially licensed. MiniGT TSM models are real companies, so they do things legally. Alright, so I knew nothing of this car. All I know is it's questionable in its appearance. Do you guys find that attractive or not? It's definitely a little bit crazy. It actually reminds me of like Japanese robot cartoons and stuff. In Mulliner is the coach building side of Bentley. There's a customization shop. Some quick searches tell me this is like a $2 million US vehicle. Only 12 of them are being made, all sold out of course. And it's powered by a 6-liter twin turbocharged W12 engine making 650 horsepower. Being a Bentley, I'm assuming it's all-wheel drive as well, but I don't know for sure. And then let's see, it's got 750 new components, and 100 of those things are actually made with 3D printing technology. I'm just getting this actually from the Bentley website. Okay. So that's one angle. And then this is definitely a crazier view of it. The wheels, they're pretty interesting. I like them. Swept double 5 spokes staggered. So this car has no roof from what I understand. This is true barchetta, meaning it's just a speedster. Okay, so I think you could have paused it by now and decide for yourself whether or not that looks like the photographs. Alright, so this is a metallic yellowish, goldish. The camera, my phone screen, definitely makes it look yellow. But to the naked eye, it always looks darker to me. So part of me thinks this is actually like a mustard yellow or gold. It could be mistaken as a gold possibly, but I suppose it is more yellow. Alright, well, let's see. I'll start with the side, and I like to start with the wheels themselves. And yeah, they look like that photograph. Is this the same casting? Right now it's like cutting into the wind, and it's being swept back from the wind. So they are the same wheels, just yeah, facing different directions. I don't know. I'm just looking here. Yeah, good. I picked up both front photos. So this wheel's wrong. MiniGT only made this side correct. On the real car, this is a mirror image of this side where they're swept back by the wind instead of cutting into the wind, right? Okay. The tires, they look pretty good. They're not. There's a little bit of curvature to the sidewall, and then you don't see much of the tread from the side, which is the way street tires should look. And let's see if there's anything in the middle of this wheel. Yeah, there's a Bentley B right there. And then the lug nut details look pretty good. You're not going to have brakes on a model of this price. It seems like these wheels have two-tone. They're shot with the dark metallic gray, and then the edges are printed with some silver, which I guess is similar to the photographs. Alright, while we're at it, I guess there's this vent here. It's got some texturing and it's painted black. You'll see the metallic flake is really cool. It's I don't know if it's borderline hot rod flake, but I like it. And then flexible mirrors are fantastic. It's one of the best features about all MiniGTs. You don't have to worry about those breaking. This is a pretty good door handle, a little recess above and below. Let's go to the front, get a different angle here. A whole lot of nice texturing in the grills. Yeah, these are all plastic inserts here, they're not the die cast. Some sensors, and then this is all gold paint here, which I guess Well, I can't tell if that's supposed to be the same yellow as here or not. It's a very thin strip on the photograph. So the headlights, clear lenses, of course, and then it looks like there's like a light of some sort back there, the way they molded the peg. So that's good. And then over here, there's silver paint. And I'm assuming that's probably the turn signal on the real thing. Okay, so the Bentley logo, uh-oh. Yeah, the logo's alright. There's actually like a B there. What's not alright is this. That quality control again. It's becoming a problem. I'm not sure what this is here. Maybe they're like quick release latches for the hood. Up here we have some black paint. It looks like there's probably a molded in texture, but the paint's covering it up quite a bit. Let me back out here. Maybe some contaminants there and there. The windscreen here, we have the blackout printing looks pretty nice. Some casted in wiper blades, really flush, not much detail to them. This side of the model, what's going on here? There's some silver paint on the tire itself, quality control. I feel like that black is not covering enough of the vent. The panel gaps are pretty good though, they're not very wide. Alright, so at least this side looks realistic to the photograph with the wheels in the proper orientation. Going back here, we have the nice clear red taillights. So you can see the light bouncing around in there. That's pretty neat. And it's nice that in the license plate area, they printed on Bacalar in some sort of funky font. I oddly don't see that on the rear photograph. It doesn't have these crazy A's, but I'm sure MiniGT didn't make it up. Okay, some silver here for the exhaust, and in the middle it is recessed a little bit, so that's good. This black seems well printed, or maybe this is a separate piece actually. See the brake here? I wouldn't be surprised if this black piece is a separate piece of plastic, just like the taillights are. And then there's also a Bentley logo there, but it looks like it's floating, see? That's gonna fall off. I just pushed it back down. So that's weird. It's like a decal. This might be the first time I've seen a decal on a MiniGT. They usually almost always print stuff with paint, like a tampo. Like this is a tampo print. But that's a first for me, so that's scary. If they're going towards decals, that's going to be really bad for long-term ownership, because they're going to peel off just like that, right? I'm going to have to go back and add some glue or something over that thing. Alright, I'm assuming this is a wing that pops up at some speed, and tonneau there. But if it doesn't have a roof, maybe it does have like a soft speedster top or something, I'm not sure. There's a little wind deflecting thing here. It's not put in very well though, the gap there is pretty bad. Alright. No rear view mirror. Sun visors kind of sort of. Whoa, oh, unexpected. There's some color on the dash. Whoa, very unexpected. There's an actual instrument binnacle. This is my first MiniGT to have instrument gauges. Wow, that is really unexpected. This is a decal, which I can totally understand. Even resin brands costing 5 times as much as this, they use decals in the instruments. You can't get a tampo print into something recessed like that. Whoa, but that's really neat. So there's like a purplish background, a gold stripe going around those, I don't know, maybe those are vents or controls, and then the two gauges and the air vent there. I don't know what's going on there, about the silver down there. And then here, again, looks like some sort of colors and gauges here. It's a decal, of course. Yeah, see, that's the problem with decals though. Air gets underneath them. That's gonna possibly just fall off one day. But for the price of a MiniGT, this is well beyond what one would expect. So I commend MiniGT for that. But just don't be surprised if that thing falls apart. Like, what is this piece here? That's like a fragment of a decal, I think. It's just floating around this interior. Alright, well the seats do have ribbed, well, some sort of X pattern on the quilted seats. I don't know, some details back here. Does this thing go back? What's going on here? What the? There's a pretty far recess back here, which seems like a safety hazard. What the hey? What's going on here? Why would this just be a floating bridge here? Anyways, if you like storing donuts or something back behind you at 200 miles per hour, you can do so. But you know, if this thing goes 200 miles per hour and wind gets in there, I have a feeling that's going to blow this whole thing off on the real car. I would have to assume on the real car that must be closed off. Alright, so yeah, that's a cool interior. But sadly, on the bottom, you would never know what the name of this car is. You might figure out it's a Bentley, but you wouldn't know it's a Bacalar, right? Because for some reason, MiniGT doesn't print this car on it. It's weird. The tire treads do look good, and they, I guess, are staggered. This looks wider than the front. And all MiniGTs seem to roll, from my experience. Screwed together base, no need to take it apart though, because we can see the interior anyways. Usually I swap out the wheels, I open them up and add brakes. But if you look at the side photo, the thing must have black calipers and carbon brakes, so it's just darkness back there. So there's no reason for me to even add brakes to this thing. So I won't. Let me get the spin thing out, and let's compare it to a few other models. Okay. Going way back in time, we have this thing from 1929. There's a small line of diecast called La Festa, or it's made by, I don't know, Forza or JTB Motivations or Yao Modellini. But anyways, so this is a 6.5 liter Bentley from 1929. Two-seater roadster. This next one is a Kyosho of the Bentley Azure. Second generation, 06 to 2009, according to my notes. Oh, I put some of those photo etched license plates on it, though. This next one is my Mini Champs. This is the good old Continental GTC, 2007 to probably 2011. Look at the interior on this one. So Mini Champs did a good job back in the day. I don't have any of their latest releases. They just don't appeal to me. Either the car itself or something about the mold just doesn't look right. But someday they'll make something I want. I know that for sure. This again is a Kyosho, I believe. This is the Continental Super Sports from 2010 to 2011. So I'll set those spin around and then I'll do a top view as I get the solar coaster up and running. So Bentleys are big cars. Alright, so for this one, there's good in the fact that there's actually a colorful instruments on the interior. The bad is that decal on the outside. That's easily going to fall off. You saw on mine it's already half fallen off. And then there's that paint blemish on the front as well. For me, I would rather have no interior decals. I would rather have a plain interior and a nice outside. You know, sticking to Tampo prints, and, you know, things that'll last. So they're trying to, I think, basically copy resins and more expensive models by using the decals, of course, but there's always a sacrifice in every decision, and for me, I'd just rather not have it. But I do have to say, at least the front decal or whatever that thing is, some sort of sticker, it does look nice. Okay, so anyways, styling wise about the vehicle, yeah, I don't know. I think the rear end is more neutral. This front end is something else. As I say, it looks like something from the animation Robotech or something. Almost alien-esque. Like an alien fighter plane, or maybe it's like a Gundam sort of thing. Alright, well anyways, I will definitely continue to buy Mini GTs, but I just have to warn you guys that this is like the third one in a row now that has a paint problem. So their quality control seems to be slipping, but at the same time they're counteracting with more stuff. These changes were quite surprising. We'll have to see what happens with the newer molds after this one. This is, I think, their latest mold. I'm not sure what's coming down the pipeline. Oh, they have the Formula 1 cars coming, and I pre-ordered a few of those, so we'll have to see when those come. Thank you for watching today. Stay warm, stay safe. See you in the next Bentley review.